Okay, folks, for our next segment, we'll be introducing you to some new sports that you can check out in all the free time that you have right now. Maybe you're bored with watching reruns from the 1980 Olympics. Well, we have an alternative for you here. These are some sports that you've probably never heard of, maybe you've never wanted to, but well, we're going to force it down your throats right now. So we're going to be starting with Justin showing us some images.
Yes. All right, here we have netball, very popular in Australia. Some people say it's a worse version of basketball, and I would not disagree. It is in every way a worse version of basketball.
Hey, but Justin, let me stop you right there. Think about this.
Oh,
When you're playing basketball, people are always giving you praise if you can make a shot that's nothing but net. Aren't all these shots nothing but net?
not necessarily because they still hit the rim.
Hmm. I hadn't thought about that before in all my time watching netball.
Yeah, I've spent a very extensive amount of time watching netball.
So do players shoot overhand or underhand?
Overhead. So
Okay.
it's just like basketball, except for like shooting a basketball. Except for
It looks like a volleyball, though, not a basketball. Does it bounce the same way?
it kind of does. Yeah.
Well, I think Dylan is just blown away by this concept, and why don't we move on?
Move on. Right.
Next, we have really what I think is one of the best sports in the world. It is wife carrying. So wife carrying originated in Finland. The first event was in 1992. And I'll just jump right into some fun facts about this event. So, you don't actually have to be legally married to participate. So it may not be your wife that you're actually carrying. The course
That's
is
good. Keep it open to everyone.
the course is about 250 meters with 2 dry obstacles and 1 wet. As you can see right here, there's some, I think, a wonderful mud pit that they have to trek through. You have to carry your wife for the entirety of the event, and the best part is that the winner brings home their prize of the wife's weight in beer.
Well, that'll make for a happy marriage for sure.
That
Definitely.
will make for some great celebrations and a very happy marriage.
Well, innovative. Does this happen much in America?
Yes, it does. I'm actually talking about the North America competition in which you get 500. You get the wife's weight in beer and $500.
Wow. Where does this
I've
happen?
never heard the more American thing in my life.
Where does this happen in America?
I am not quite sure.
Beats me, man.
I wish it was.
Yeah, I mean, it puts a spin on challenge courses and on races. It's a good combination of everything, and as you pointed out, it really is an American sport with the prize being beer and everything. So yeah, checks all the right boxes.
Fantastic. Would recommend. But probably don't try this during quarantine because then you have to be close to someone. So.
Well, if they're in your family, maybe it'll work out, but probably can't have an audience. And audience is the best part of all sports, as we say here in Second Take.
Then if it's your family and you're carrying your wife, that can get into some sticky situations.
Sure.
Anyhow, why don't we go to our next sport?
Next sport, we have.
I'll take the okay. Our next sport is you can see it takes place on a very steep hill, and these people are chasing after the prize, which is a big barrel of cheese. This sport, which I do believe originated in Europe, probably in the Germany or Austria area, all the competitors start at the top of a hill and then they roll a big barrel of cheese down it, and you have to sprint down the hill as fast as you can, and the first one to get to the cheese wins. So as you can see, there's a lot of tumbling and falling, and surprisingly not a whole lot of injuries, but it will make for a great event to watch.
This sounds amazing.
And very, very European. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all they're doing this over there. Yeah. I think this could also make it big in America. I think people are potentially dumb enough not to realize there could be some injuries here, and try it out for the first time. And yeah, I also, though, to be fair, it's probably a fun sport. Lose track of everything else going on outside and just kind of let yourself roll down a nice grassy hill.
And The sources told me that the kind of the world championship event take place in Britain.
Hmm.
Exciting. If I wasn't injured right now, I'd be training for that.
And how do you train? I wonder. Yeah,
Find a nice hill and run.
probably practice being dizzy or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, shall we move on?
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we have polo. Kind of been around forever. It's one of those sports that was traditionally played by the elites, and now it's really only still played by people who have some type of money because you need a horse and everything. But it's definitely dynamic. You got to be able to ride a horse, keep on a horse in some close contact with other horse riders, and also have the eye-hand coordination to hit a ball while on the horse. So definitely a lot going on. I think that the reason it hasn't caught on anywhere else is because it's hard to have access to all those different things, but definitely a lot going on.
Yeah, looks pretty interesting. You got some horses going. They got what they kind of look like. No, they don't.
What?
I was gonna say they kind of look like croquet mallets, but they don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little bit like that, and the horses also seem to be kind of miniature horses, so that probably makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, that does. Do you know
Um,
how the game is played? Like what they do?
yeah,
What's the,
I think it's two goals, so two teams. You try to pass it back and forth, like kind of like soccer or hockey. It's just that now you're on a horse, which it's harder to control. So,
fair enough.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Shall we move right on?
Okay, so this is called peteca, and it's obscure to Americans and maybe even some Europeans, but it's actually one of the most popular sports in Brazil, probably after football or soccer for us Americans. And so it's sort of a mix between badminton and volleyball, where and you can sort of see this left of picture, the guy holding it up in his hand, this peteca, and it's basically like a hand shuttlecock. So like badminton, but without a racket. You hit it with your hand back and forth. It's usually played in teams of two and sort of tournament style. And I've actually played it myself. I totally recommend it. It's very fun, very dynamic. You get a good workout playing it. And yeah, it's a cool sport.
So there's only one of the. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So unlike volleyball, you can't actually pass it back to each other
Well,
traditionally. Yeah, so it's more like I think like badminton also. Yeah, you just hit it back once, but you have two people to cover the floor.
I see. That does
Yeah,
sound pretty cool.
yeah. So I think we definitely need to get an American federation of this going at some point.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the badminton back in my prime
Yeah.
when I was 25.
Now,
Like
interestingly enough, there's actually a European version called Indica that's played well in Europe, and that even has sort of a yearly European championship. So it has caught on in some other countries as well.
maybe we should get it going here.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. All right, next one. So this next sport is called extreme ironing, which is, as you can imagine, ironing under extreme conditions. Here we've got people ironing while skydiving, which I think is just absolutely fabulous. I've never seen anything like it anywhere ever before, and I think it's something we should bring to the mainstream and have everybody do.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
I mean, this might even be productive, right? Like you're under a lot of pressure in the sky. You're probably performing better than you normally would. Why not get some work done when you're falling from 40,000 feet or whatever?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Incredible is the word. Do you know where else they might do some of this extreme irony?
I don't know.
I would say
Maybe inside a volcano, underwater, anything like that.
Oh, yes. I've seen pictures of it being done underwater. I've seen it done on top of a car. It's just anywhere.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.